Dangle Podcast. Powered by Sports Interaction. Canada's Sportsbook.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. With your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Let's go!
This is not the beginning of the podcast.
This is the last thing we recorded.
You're about to hear the beginning of the podcast. I'm going to turn down the music a little.
It's quite loud. I'm upset.
You're about to hear the beginning of the podcast after you hear this portion of the podcast. But
I'm excited to see how the hell you edit this.
we just recorded the entire episode. And then as we are walking out of Adam Wilde's house, literally putting on the shoes, ready to go, petting the cat goodbye, John Klingberg decides to sign with the Anaheim Ducks.
Can you talk about, I don't know how much of the original conversation you're going to include in the show.
It's all in there.
Can you talk about how startlingly correct I was?
So you're about to hear us talk about how this negotiation, it went very similar to Taylor Hall's negotiations a couple years back.
Almost bang on.
Where he fumbled the bag with Nashville and had to settle on a 1-year deal with the Buffalo Sabres.
And he gets, according to Kevin Weeks, where is it?
John Klingberg.
Let me, John Klingberg. Where's the tweet that I just retweeted?
I haven't even seen this tweet.
Okay, well, it's a video because it's Kevin Weeks.
Yeah.
And he's ridiculous. I feel like you should. Can you include the video?
Sure. Yeah.
Why not? It's
I'll
on
throw
Twitter.
up the tweet, but yeah, I didn't even reopen the stuff from my backpack to do that.
Asterisk, breaking news, asterisk, goal light and newspaper emoji. I'm told the Anaheim Ducks are closing in on a 1-year contract in neighborhood of $7 million for UFAD John Klingberg, formerly of the Dallas Stars.
This is a player who...
Wait, I'm not done.
Oh, go ahead.
Period. At ESPN, at NHL Network, at NHL, hashtag hockey Twitter.
This is a player who thought there would be an 8-year deal for $8 million as soon as he hit free agency. And now he's had to settle for a 1-year deal with the Anaheim Ducks.
Which is good.
Not bad.
Can I have $7 million?
It's not 8 years. It's not, well, 7 years, I should say.
There is risk. There's risk that comes with it. And remember there was something about, so a lot of players don't want to come to Canada because of the high taxes. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Evgeny Dodonov had Anaheim on his no trade list.
The full California teams.
All the California teams because of the taxes. So whatever John Klingberg is signing for, it's not going to go quite as far as certainly not as far as it would have gone in Dallas. So his $7 million is less valuable in California with the Ducks than it would have been just signing a 1-year, $7 million deal with Dallas, which isn't there because we talked about the cap space that they have, but
we're
they don't
going
really
to talk
have
about it.
Well, sorry, we're going to talk. God, I'm so upset. We're going to talk about how, yes, they have cap space right now, but they also have Jake Ottinger, probably best goalie available, and Jason Robertson, best winger available at least, or best winger not under contract. So they got to give those two a big bunch of money.
This happened so recently as to when we were done recording and talking and then sat back down to re-record this part. I haven't looked at Anaheim's defense core.
It's not even confirmed by anyone else either.
No, this is literally just Kevin Weeks. But currently they have Cam Fowler, Kevin Shattenkirk, Jamie Drysdale, Colin White, Vakanainen, Josh Maharu. Am I saying that correctly?
Mahura?
I'm
not sure. But what I'm seeing is a young core, and it pushes some of those guys down. So now what we got, so Fowler can play the left and right, but you got Shattenkirk, you got Drysdale, who's the right, and now you got Klingberg, who, the more you can keep Drysdale to the third pair, probably the best, because he's very young on that team. The Ducks need to, there's two styles of rebuild, right? There's to strip everything down to the core, or to the ground, which we're seeing some teams do. And then there's what the Ducks are doing, where they're at least insulating their young guys.
For me, this is the perfect move for the Ducks because, hey, this doesn't work out. We're rebuilding, and we move you at the trade deadline.
That's, I think, exactly
this
what's
works
going on
out.
here.
We get a John Klingberg for a year, and he plays great, and maybe we take the next step. And like that,
It's like Kevin Adams with Taylor Hall.
like 100%.
Did he get a windfall for him? No, but it's free. It's all free.
It was just money.
Just money.
Just cap space that you had to spend anyways. Like, and if you look at the Pacific Division, it's LA, Edmonton, Calgary, Vegas, Vancouver, San Jose, Anaheim, Seattle.
Anaheim was like underratedly competitive for the first half of the season.
And then they fell off very hard.
They fell off very hard, and also they don't have Getzlaf.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a like leadership vacuum. So Klingberg sort of helps with that.
But if some players decide to take a next step, who knows what you can do in that division because it seems to be a little weaker than the other ones in the NHL. So I don't know. But and it's a free guy you get to move at the trade deadline as well. It's a good move.
Another thing I was right about is the timing.
Before holiday.
You're about to just hear a recording of how right I am. I said he's probably going to end up getting Taylor Hall and sign like a 1-year deal. And it's a Friday before a long weekend. There are going to be at least, well, we now know at least one player, but there might be some players who are like, you know what? For peace of mind, I want to sign today. I want to get my business done today. I don't want to go into August, or I don't want to go into this long weekend having this hang over my head. I want it done.
His agent really screwed up this offseason, and I think that's why he's fired.
Well, isn't it interesting that how long's he had his new agent?
48. Wednesday night is when Frank Saravalli reported the firing of the agent, and he has a new agent already, and there's a deal.
So that's basically, like, I'm sure he could have done this with his former agent, but this is basically, you know what? I'm going to take whatever's out there, and you're not getting any of it.
You're not getting the 10% or 15 or whatever it is that you're owed.
That's tough.
Somebody else is getting this.
That's tough. Well, and it's not just, I think we're focusing too much on fumbling the bag in free agency. He fumbled the bag with the Stars.
Yes, that's a very good point.
He wanted to be a star.
This was a year-long negotiation with the Dallas Stars, and they walked away from the table.
Yeah, and now he's a star with the Ducks. By the way, the Rangers hashtag is forever blue.
What?
No.
Is it?
You're not. There's a team called the Blues. You can't do that.
There's more famous blue teams as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Well, they call themselves the Blue Shirts.
Who was first? The Leafs or the Rangers? The original 6, but were the Leafs a like club team before the Rangers?
I think it was the Leafs. No, I think it was the Rangers.
Yeah. I
don't actually know.
I don't have a laptop in front of me, so I can't Google it because I didn't bother taking it back out of my backpack because we were supposed to be leaving.
Whatever.
Because the show was over and then we had to do this again, so I can't look it up. But that's it.
Oh, Eric Stevens, Iceman Cometh on Twitter. Just amazing. Can confirm Kevin Weeks' report of NHL Ducks signing defenseman John Klingberg. 1 year, so now we can go in peace, at least knowing that it's confirmed. Can you imagine if it didn't happen and we just fucked up the show for no reason?
This is now the end of the beginning. Next, you're about to hear the beginning of the podcast. Enjoy.
Kids table. I don't know what to do. Hi, everyone. Steve Dangle Podcast here. Adam's not here. It's just me and Jesse. Adam is at another place. But it's just us in Adam's house because Jesse fed Adam's cat, I think.
Yeah, so Adam's girlfriend, Natalie, has a cat named Teddy. And I guess it's Adam's cat, too, now. Teddy needed to be fed. It's crazy how cats can just take care of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can leave a cat and some food and water, and they just know. Like, they have a bathroom spot. They just roam around the house. They don't really tear up anything too bad like a dog would. Dogs get lonely and need constant walks and attention.
Depends on the dog or the cat, I suppose.
I guess. I've never owned a cat. Like, I know very little about cats. I was allergic all my life growing up.
Which is weird because Teddy loves you.
I'm Teddy's best friend, I think. Yes. Yeah. So I fed Teddy before this podcast. And
forever.
Yeah, Adam was gracious enough to leave his house for us to still use the studio, even though he couldn't be here today.
I thought you were going to end it at Adam was gracious enough to leave.
Leave the show.
Leave.
No. A schedule update at the beginning of the pod, so everybody gets it. We're going to be recording on Tuesday next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is when you're going to get pods.
Oh.
Our double pod on Wednesday drops Wednesday and Thursday.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
The second half of the Wednesday pod is going to be all questions, but they're going to be like non-time sensitive questions, obviously, because we're going to drop it like 24 hours later. But we're going to do like life advice and maybe some zoo stories get in there. You better come with your best zoo story ever.
Went to the zoo the other day.
Oh, yeah?
It's quite nice to get back to my old stomping ground.
I saw that your son was at the zoo with a bunch of other children, and I was wondering if you got them a tour that you got to dictate.
No, because Toronto Zoo is the third largest zoo in North America, and you do not bring a 2-year-old to the Toronto Zoo with the intention of looking at the entire thing.
Mm.
Unless you'd like to not enjoy your day. Yeah.
I've never had a 2-year-old, so I wouldn't really know.
So it was me, my wife, and 2 of her friends, plus 4 children between the ages of 5 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, there was a lot of.
It's got to be a quick trip.
Yes.
Yes.
You go and look at the goats. By the way, there's no camel ride anymore. They have goats there. They have like a goat house.
Can you ride the goats?
You cannot.
Goat rides,
but they are quite adorable.
Uh-huh.
And then we went in the kids zoo and we went and saw the polar bears. Got really up close with the polar bears, and then we went home.
So how did they get Auston Matthews in that section?
Goats. Have you seen the Reddit post of there was this teacher who was like a beloved teacher, but she had her feelings hurt because she goes, Reddit, I need to understand, because I think I'm a good teacher. I think I do a good job. I think I'm really nice to the kids, but they all keep calling me a goat. And she didn't understand it. And people had to inform her, no, they're calling you the greatest of all time. And she was like, oh my God, you made my day.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
She didn't know. She's
that's awesome.
Oh, my students are being mean to me.
Miss Henderson. She's the goat math teacher or something.
Oh, Miss Henderson, the goat.
Yeah.
She's probably like every day, like, do I look like a goat? What is it? What is it about me? Is it my voice?
Right.
No. It's just you're a legend.
It's usually math teachers and English teachers that I think people fall in love with. I remember I had a really good math teacher, Miss Spano. She was like the GOAT.
I like math teachers who understand their subject is awful.
Yeah.
Because they're usually... I as a poor math student, it always disarmed me to be like, oh, you don't want to be here either. Okay. So, and then I would do better.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was, okay, yes, I find this very difficult. It's one of those subjects where you can get left behind very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Okay, does everyone understand this? Okay, you understand this? Cool, we're going to use this for the rest of the year. But what if my answer is no?
Yeah.
What if I don't understand this and then I'm fucked from October to June because I don't understand this concept or formula or whatever?
Yeah, and everything in math kind of compounded on itself. So like one thing led to the next thing. So you get left behind real quickly. And like it was not even like week to week. It felt like day to day you'd learn a new equation.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, you do this and like we'll learn it for 2 days and then go home, do the homework, and then 2 days later you got a new equation.
Yep.
Math was hard.
Math, I studied for it 10 times longer than anything else just to barely pass.
Yeah.
And history is taught very different high school to university, because history, you'll forget parts, but if you get like main concepts, they'll be like, good, you understood the main themes. That's great. University, my professor was like, if there are 10 parts to a story and you get the first 3 right and the fourth wrong, everything you get right after the fourth does not count.
Fuck him.
He was a good teacher. I think you can be a good teacher and a terrible marker. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because we all were like, all right, your class rules. And then he would mark our tests and we'd be like, fuck off, man. Like, I got 9 out of 10 on this thing and you gave me 3 because I missed one thing. But his way of looking at it was this happened because this happened because this happened because this happened. And if you took out one of the Jenga pieces, the whole tower falls down.
That's a terrible way to grade people. Like you're trying to give out bad grades if you're doing that.
He also said, you're not allowed to record my class. To which I said, that's nice, and recorded his class.
Yeah.
So that I didn't friggin' distribute it. I listened to it in my car so I could understand these very difficult concepts and everything.
No, the teacher's job should. Well, I'm not a teacher. Like I hate speaking on professor.
I like this. I'm going to send this to my wife. What is a teacher's job?
As a student, I would hope that a teacher is trying to make my life easy because all I'm trying to do is learn. For a student that's studious and is just there to learn and trying to understand the concepts, I hope they're not trying to make my life more difficult by doing things like, hey, you can't record the class. Like that's detrimental to my learning ability.
Yeah.
Like you're hurting the learning process and your job is just to teach me.
I was in a class once where the professor was cool enough to put the textbook for the class that they wrote available for free online.
Wow.
And this girl in the class, she had her parents owned I guess a printing press or a printing company. And so she printed out the entire textbook and gave it to everyone in the class for $20 if they paid her. And when she was confronted by the professor, she's like, but I'm not making a profit off of it. I'm selling it for cost. And he wasn't able to prove that she was making a profit off it. So he just had to deal with this.
She shouldn't do that.
No, I don't know how well she did in the class.
Oh, she shouldn't do that. That's a little, that Jessica Britannica shouldn't be doing that.
Jessica Britannica.
Because her parents owned a printing press, Miss Britannica.
Well, and this was in like 2006 or something. Like, I feel like today, high-speed internet and our phones are better.
You would use a really PDF on an iPad.
Yeah, you wouldn't really need that. But back then, we were all like, yeah, I could do that. Here's $20.
That's a little greasy.
It was a little greasy, and we all knew it was greasy, but we're all like, well, we're broke, and we want the books, so thanks.
So today, we're going to be doing some hockey news. Obviously, there's the Hockey Canada updates, and we got a little Klingberg news after we recorded Wednesday.
What day is today?
We recorded Wednesday.
Oh my God.
And then we had some news after that. And then we're going to do something that I'm calling Stump Steve.
Oh.
Do you remember Stump the Schwab? How could anybody who grew up in our era?
I know the name.
Oh, you don't remember it?
Who's the Schwab?
The Schwab.
Corey Schwab?
No. The ESPN guy. The trivia show that used to run on like The Score.
Yes.
Growing up. Stump the Schwab. I'm going to bring it up.
Why?
I want to show you a picture of the Schwab.
Concerned. Let me see Corey Schwab.
Not Corey Schwab.
It's Corey Schwab.
Stump the Schwab. Remember this guy? He had the glasses. He sat in his chair. He always wore football jerseys or whatever jerseys. Stump the Schwab, everybody.
I've never seen that person my entire life.
Yes, you have.
I've never seen that person my entire life.
So today we're going to be playing Stump the Steve.
He's got an Argyle sweater.
he wore jerseys mainly. So today I asked the Discord, join our Discord at sdpn.ca. There's a link there to join our Discord. We have a press conference questions thread, and I asked for trivia questions. So we're going to do an extended trivia, and I don't know the parameters of the trivia game yet. I'm going to come up with that on the fly. But you're going to have to reach a certain amount of points.
Oh.
Again,
you're coming up with the rules on the fly. I like it. Okay.
I got about 9 questions. Some of them are like multiple parts, But I'm gonna determine like, okay, you got to hit 30 points,
Oh boy,
from these 9 questions.
Is this now or at the end?
At the end. This is the end of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
I know you've been amped for this for days now since I told you we were gonna do it.
It made me realize I'm a great sport.
What do you mean?
Well, I could have cheated and gone on the Discord.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
But I didn't. Because I you know what? Mm-hmm. No one would know, but I would know. I would know, and I would be a cheater to me.
You even thought of that worries me.
No, the link was there in the thing that I retweeted, and I was like, if I was a bad person, I could click this, but then I didn't.
You have bad person thoughts.
Yeah, but not bad person actions.
That's good.
I think A lot of people have bad people thoughts. It's just when they manifest them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the good guy here. Batman has bad person thoughts, but he sticks to his code and doesn't kill the Joker. He wants to, but he doesn't do it. He won't let himself. I'm Batman. Jesse, what would you like to talk about?
John Klingberg. We're getting a little more information on why this man is unsigned.
I wanted him to sign the day after the last 32 Thoughts episode because I think it would have been very funny just because Jeff Merrick has been on the John Klingberg train all year.
So Frank Saravalli tweeted Wednesday afternoon, I'm told free agent defenseman John Klingberg has parted ways with longtime agent Peter Wallen. Klingberg is now being represented by Newport Sports Management. Now, John Klingberg going into this free agency was the top defenseman. He was on all of the UFA boards as the top number one defenseman. He's going to get the most money this offseason. He was negotiating with Dallas all season long, and they could never reach a contract because he wanted north of like $7 million, I believe is some of the numbers thrown out there.
Well, in 8 years.
And 8 years.
Which is a problem.
He wanted the full max and a lot of money. So we've reached a point, how many weeks in? 2.5 weeks into free agency.
It feels like so much longer than that.
It feels like an eternity. But he still doesn't have a contract. And I think his firing of the agent is a sign that it's kind of been, what's the word I'm looking for? Bungled?
Bungled is a good word. I think it's a sign that what we said last show about the Klingberg situation was absolutely correct. That whether it was him or his camp, they completely overplayed their hand. They thought it would be easier to get what they wanted, whether it was money or term or location, situation, whatever it was. And now it's simply not there. It's simply not there. And I don't know if it's going to be there. Right? We're all waiting for Kadri. Kadri is literally holding up everyone in hockey summer right now. But one Jenga piece, like one puzzle piece, one whatever, something is going to happen that just sets off this chain reaction, like the Avalanche or someone else will clear space, bring in Kadri, and then, you know, Paul Stastny finds a home. Maybe Pierre-Luc Dubois gets traded. Milano signs. Aston Reese signs. Everything. But at the end of that, after the chain reaction, I don't think there's an 8-year contract out there for John Klingberg. And if there is, oh boy, it's not north of 7. I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocked.
He went into this offseason thinking that, okay, well, I guess him and an agent, his agent thought, okay, I'm the belle of the ball. I'm going to go to the dance and everybody's going to want to dance with me. Somebody out of these 32 teams, somebody's going to give me $7 million 8 years. And that just wasn't there.
Wasn't there.
And it reminded you of a situation that happened with Taylor Hall during his Buffalo signing off season, because it was a very similar situation.
Overplayed his hand. And the way I heard it is he went to the Nashville Predators. They had a 4-year deal. I think it was the Preds made the offer and Hall's camp. It was Hall and who's his agent? We don't like him. Darren Ferris. And what a great moment that I temporarily forgot Darren Ferris's name.
For a brief moment, you forgot he existed.
It was so awesome. Nice. Well, back to reality. They overplayed their hand, and as I understand it, talks stopped dead. Like, it wasn't a, hey, let's revisit this later. It was, no, go shit in your hat and go find that somewhere else. And then all of a sudden, Hall's left with what? He's left with what?
The Buffalo Sabres.
So he does get his number. He approximately got his number with $8 million, but it was only for 1 year. It was with the Buffalo Sabres. He spent a fortune by only scoring 2 goals because he was on the Buffalo frigging Sabres. And then he went to Boston, and yes, he was much improved, but it cost him so much money. He ended up signing a 4-year deal there. I think it was like 6.5. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Taylor Hall should be going into the 3rd year of a $8+ million deal, and they overplayed their hand. Other people have done it before. Martin Biron famously did it, had to settle for far less. Cody Franzen famously did it, had to settle for far less. Part of me wonders if Nino Niederreiter did it this year. He's better than a $4 million player in this league. And he signed $4 million times 2 with Nashville. That's underratedly like a fantastic deal for them.
Yeah, because he sat just waiting for a deal up until, when did he sign? Like a couple days last week?
Yeah, but like if you're not signed in the first 48 hours, you got 1 foot in free agency and 1 foot in the bargain bin. And that's kind of what happened to him. And I think in normal times, the money would be there for John Klingberg. It's not there.
And he's a right-handed defenseman. I understand his thought process, I guess, and the agent's thought process, but I'd love to know. I wish Agent Provocateur was still running, and we don't have to wait around till season 2. But
what a great episode.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the last one was so good.
Yeah.
I listened to the whole thing.
If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it, as Steve yelled at you to do last episode. Listen to the whole thing, not just the clips we played. But I'd love to know Alan's perspective on an agent going into the offseason and then completely misjudging what the teams think about his player. Because that's what it looks like has happened. Like, okay, Dallas might have believed in you to an extent during the regular season. They were going to give you how many years that you turned down. And then you thought, okay, there's teams out there who also believe that I'm just going to go to free agency and get this deal. And the agent didn't have the right sources on how valued his client was.
Underratedly, one of the greatest things he did this offseason was have Marc-Andre Fleury sign his contract at the draft. Because that freed him up to do everything else. That's who's his biggest client? It's either Flower or Pacioretty.
Or Huberdeau.
It's probably Huberdeau. Well, that was another thing he did at the draft, though, is he had preliminary discussions with Bill Zito, as we found out on Agent Provocateur. So, he was a busy bee. He was doing all his homework, and then most of his clients signed in the first 48 hours. And there's a few contracts in there I'm like, well, that's decently team-friendly. That's decently team-friendly. If he had waited 2 weeks, they'd be a lot more team-friendly.
Yeah.
If David Perron was still out there, you think he's getting almost $4 million a year?
And now he's in a great situation. Like, Detroit looks really good with him.
Yeah. They were busy.
Yeah.
Really active in free agency.
And even the Fleury signing, that kind of, it kicked off a lot of the goalie mess, because Fleury would have been the big fish out of all of the goalies out there, and he didn't happen. So everybody's like, okay, who's next on the list? I got to go get Husso or or Kemper,
It was him. Husso for a trade, and then Campbell and Kemper. And all those pieces fell. And here we are with Kadri. Still. What do you think of the conspiracy theory that he's signed with the Islanders and they're just not announcing it?
I'm not going to rule it out.
I kind of think that might be what's happened with some of the players where we're like, why hasn't anyone signed them?
There's no reason to announce it. They don't have to.
Zach Aston Reese, that's an Islanders ass player. Milano. Couple Pisons on the phone. Lamoriello and Milano, I don't know. But Kadri, that's a big secret to keep. I kind of think we're underrating the Islanders as a factor in all this calamity.
It's definitely not a possibility. I could see in a week that, he's an Islander and they've just been waiting around.
It's going to be a lot longer than a week.
You think so? You think it'll be like September?
They wait till September. Although they did just announce that they hired a new assistant coach. And underratedly, the RFAs who still aren't signed are massive. The Stars alone have they probably have the best goalie remaining in Jake Ottinger. They probably have the best forward remaining that I can think of off the top of my head in Jason Robertson. And the Leafs got Rasmus Sandin. That's a big deal. There's a number of teams fairly significantly over the cap as well.
So we were talking about Klingberg signing back in Dallas last episode, and it's not really possible because of the RFA deals that are out there.
Yeah, we talked about the space that they have, but a lot of that space is essentially spoken for.
Mm-hmm. And like even for like we looked at teams like Calgary and we're like, oh, Calgary can go after Kadri and stuff. But no, they have huge RFAs as well.
Oh, so Shillington.
I'm going to and Breadman, Mangiapane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
And like I'll run down some of the names of some of the RFAs out there cuz they're not small names. Lawson Krause, Kyler Yamamoto.
That's a big one.
Caleb Jones in Chicago.
See, here, wait. I want to pause on Yamamoto for a sec. The way I've been spoken about in the media as Kyler Yamamoto, I'm Kyler Yamamoto for this exercise, and the way Jesse Puljujarvi has been talked about, he just signed for $3 million. I, Kyler Yamamoto, am not signing for less than Jesse Puljujarvi. You're out of your mind.
Yep.
The way you've been talking about me and the way you've been talking about him, I got news for you. Ken. I'm not signing for less than 3.
Jesper Bratt. There's
Huge.
another RFA. Jake Ottinger, as we mentioned. Kiefer Bellows. There's a player for the Islanders.
Yeah,
Eric Brandstrom in Ottawa.
Yeah, but they'll be okay. They have lots of space.
Sean Dursey. But it's not even the fact that they have the space for it, because most of these teams do. It's just that they're not signed. They're not under contract for their teams.
No, and I think
They're under
some
control,
of
but
those
not
players
contract.
are filed for arbitration.
Mm-hmm. They're waiting on that as well. Yes.
We're waiting on that, and that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. I just paying attention to like hockey Twitter and the hockey news that's been breaking. I feel like these are the tremors before a major earthquake, because there was nothing for like a solid week, like nothing. Nobody
We're
signed.
still in the middle of that kind of.
But the last few days, there's been a lot of little signings and re-signings and stuff like that. And I just saw the water in my little glass of water ripple like Jurassic Park, and I wonder what's coming around the corner as soon as we release this podcast. I also this is a really silly theory, but it might be true. This is Canada.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Friday before a long weekend. Traffic going to cottage country was bad on my way down here at like 10 in the morning.
People come in the other direction. It was packed?
Yes.
Okay.
And I wonder if there are people who are like, you know what? I'm going to get this signed and I'm going to the cottage. People want their business done before this long weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked at all. We're all creatures of habit.
It shocks me that it's waited this long. That we've come to this point where it's the long weekend here, and it's going to be August next week, and there's so many RFAs, so many UFAs that would need to sign.
Do you think some of it is a mistaken perception of time? Because okay, I don't know if we told the story, but my wife and I booked a cottage. We don't have one. We rented a cottage the week of free agency.
Yeah, you did that in like June.
Yeah,
not realizing that it was free agency.
Oh, long
week.
before June. No. She was on it, and I had my head buried in the playoffs, and I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And
then you came here and told us, oh, I'm going to a cottage. And we're
nonchalantly, like it's no big deal.
You can't do that.
Steve, you're an idiot. And so we had to change the week and cost a fine, like to change the date. That hurt.
There's something to that.
We would have been absolutely screwed had we gone. Yeah, I think there is something to it. Mm-hmm. And I think there's something about that August cutoff where people don't want to be unsigned heading into August. There's got to be an element of, you know what, I can't fully enjoy my summer until I get this signed. Different people operate differently. Like there are probably players who it's going to be weighing on them, this not being signed. And then there are players. I heard a story of a player, and I have no reason to not believe this story. A GM asked an agent, it's not Alan, hey, where the hell is so-and-so? This player. What do you mean, where the hell is so-and-so? This is the first day of training camp. What do you mean, where the hell is so-and-so? He's not here. What? Okay. Well, let me call him. Well, he's not answering his phone. Hopefully he answers his phone for you. Calls him, doesn't answer his phone. Okay, well, that's weird. Calls him. Finally, he gets him to answer. He's like, hey, is everything okay? What? No, you're supposed to be at training camp, man. Where are you? Oh man, I was in the middle of a lake. So he was just at like a cottage on a boat in the middle of the water, not a care in the world because he forgot he was supposed to be at training camp.
What year was this?
This was in recent memory.
Was it because of the pandemic threw off the training camp schedule?
No, not that recent.
Oh, okay.
Recent.
It was like a regular training camp schedule.
Yeah.
And this guy just didn't have his I's dotted and his T's crossed.
Really high draft pick. He did not end up playing very many games. Yeah, though this player literally forgot to show up to training camp.
Can you give any hints as to who the player is?
No. Top 10 pick.
Of what year?
No.
Damn it.
Top 10 pick.
In
forgot
recent
to show
memory.
up to training camp.
Didn't play a lot of games.
I'm not doing
Discord? Discord, this is for you. Figure it out. Come back to me. Let me know who it is.
You're not going to get it.
They'll get it.
What's didn't play a lot? I don't know. Is it 0? Is it 150? Is it, I don't know.
Maybe somebody knows.
Maybe somebody knows.
You're underestimating our people out there.
The sleuthing?
The
anyway,
sleuthers.
It was the GM himself who was like, where the fuck is this?
Yeah. So maybe this weekend, like, we see a whole bunch of signings because everyone's like, I got time off in August. I can't be leaving this contract. We're all out. We can only take so much time off in the hockey world. Like, I'm going to be off in August. Let's sign this.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see it. I don't know. But you've also been speculating about a whole avalanche of signings for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened. So we'll see. You want to get to David Bastel? And you can bet that?
Oh.
And some fight talk?
Yeah. Put up your dukes.
So the next part of the segment, the next part of the podcast, 19 plus. Please game responsibly if you're going to be participating. sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Let's get to David Bastel.
Bastel. This is me, a host person, bringing on Dave Bastel for You Can Bet That with Sports Interaction. How you doing, Dave Bastel?
I'm doing good, man. This new host is fantastic. I love him. This is great. Hey,
Can I test your knowledge? What's our URL?
Oh,
sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Yes.
one of my favorite websites. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I did good.
Then we have to talk about the
UFC
Toronto Blue Jays.
and the Blue Jays first. I didn't remember the order. So the
That's
Blue
okay.
Jays are doing extremely well there, Dave.
Yeah, they're doing well. It's a Tiger series too, so you're going to get a lot of that cross-border traffic as far as Toronto hosting the Tigers, the Red Sox, the Yankees. So it's a lot of fun. Tigers, not so great of a team. Alek Manoah starts for the Jays, which is always a lot of fun for me. This guy is money in the bank as far as numbers are concerned, guys. And you look at the numbers too at Sports Interaction, a 1.27, Jesse. Not much odds as far as betting Manoah that you're going to win something back, but there's other ways of tackling it. Like the first 5 is always a pretty good value. And how many runs the Tigers actually score in this game. There's different ways of betting when you have a heavy favorite like Manoah on the hill.
Yeah, and like he's verging on that Roy Halladay territory of every time he goes out, you know it's going to be a low-scoring game. If the Jays just put up a couple runs, they're going to have a chance to win. So it's exciting every time he takes them out.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, yeah, quick game. What do you think of the Rogers Center upgrades? Did you see those, David?
I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, this is I love the way the field's going to be cut. That's kind of interesting. And the whole back outfield looks really fun. My only question is this. They have all these plans and stuff like this. They're supposed to start the second the Jays are off the field this year. And hopefully that's way until October. So we're crossing our fingers on that. But will they have enough time to do all this? Like, is it different phases? How does that actually work?
Well, I was about to say, what are the odds in Sports Interaction that it's done on time?
Yeah. There's no way you get construction done on time in Toronto.
I feel
exactly
bad. That's the first place my mind went. I was like, no, it won't be done on time. There's no way.
This weekend, we also got the UFC, which, Steve, you've been kind of up on. What's the big matches? Like, what are we looking at in terms of odds?
You know what? I like the main event just because the tension building for this the entire week has been fantastic. Amanda Nunes, heavy favorite against Juliana Pena. Do you guys have a lean on this? And I'm looking forward to this, just the way this fight has been sold. UFC 277, so it's a bigger card because UFC has all these sub cards in between. But when it comes to the big numbers and so forth, any leans here, Steve?
It's a real mind game of a matchup because, I think if you're a UFC fan, you've been trained that if Amanda Nunes is on the card, you bet on her 100%. She's not losing. And that was always the case. And then when she finished Chris Cyborg as convincingly as she did, she was permanently the GOAT. And then you see the GOAT get got by Pena really convincingly. Nunes has always been really calm heading into her fights. To see her so pissed off, I don't know. I'm really intrigued. I don't have a lean though. I'd have to maybe side with the champion, but if anyone saw Nunes take her belt back, I don't think they'd be shocked.
All right. I always default to the champ.
Yeah.
That they retain.
And the champ is the dog at Sports Interaction. You can get Pena at 265 right now. Absolutely.
I believe it. Nunes has the resume. I believe it. Even though she's the one that she took the belt from. Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Full card. So we're looking at about 10 plus matches plus the undercard, and SIA.com /STPN for all your odds.
Yeah, if you don't know who to bet for, go with the jiu-jitsu person.
Can you wrap us, Steve?
Sure. Well, Dave Bastow, thank you very much for You Can Bet That. SportsInteraction.com /SDPN if you want to bet on any of the stuff that we just talked about.
Hey,
Hey!
been a while.
Yeah.
But what does the promo code Dangle get you these days?
I think it gets 20% off and free shipping for
Where?
your balls.
Where, Steven?
Manscaped.com.
That's right. Let's go Manscaped tip to toe. Okay? You know what I'm saying?
You tippy
Tip
toes?
to toe.
Or
Tip to toe. Lather up with the
Tip of your
ultra premium body wash, aloe vera, and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean and moisturized. Hey, by the way, if you want to go above, hair care time. It's the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which Steve actually uses and smells great. I have smelled that on you. Once you hop out of the shower, protect yourself from body odor by applying Manscaped aluminum-free deodorant. The deodorant dries clear, and so it doesn't get on your clothes and everything.
Aluminium.
And it's got a nice refined cologne to it. And if you got tattoos or dry skin, you got to try the hydrating body moisturizer spray, and then of course the Manscaped lip balm, so you can look sexy with your lips.
That made me uncomfortable.
So all you have to do is go to manscaped.com. And what do you got to do at manscaped.com?
You gotta use the promo code Dangle. I was gonna say balls.
That's right. 20% off and free shipping with the code Dangle at manscaped.com. It's time to get wet and clean with your new Manscaped shower routine.
Give me one more. Balls!
Steve, there's going to be homework for you and Adam to do over the weekend.
Oh, well, can't wait to not do that.
I think you're gonna like this homework, but I'm giving you an assignment.
I did 4 trade trees in 24 hours.
Okay.
I do not want homework. All right, give me homework.
There's nothing to do with this.
Give me homework.
Adam's favorite person in the entire universe
Is sitting in front of you.
Dominic Ducharme.
Oh,
Sat down for a one-on-one with the Athletic and Mark Godin.
go there.
We're going to talk about it on Tuesday. Adam Maud's going to be here for it because he is going to salivate over these quotes.
Has he read it?
He has not read it, so we're gonna send this to him.
Okay.
He's gonna read it all,
Okay.
and he's gonna come here on Tuesday, and it's gonna be his Mona Lisa.
You know what's going to be really interesting is when in probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years, Dominic Ducharme is the head coach again.
Why would that happen?
I don't know. It's the Montreal Canadiens is what they do.
They recycle head coach.
They love it. It's their favorite thing.
After you read this interview, you're gonna find out why he'll never coach the Montreal Canadiens ever again.
I have a question for our audience. Do you, and don't take this the wrong way. No, I'm going to rephrase the question. How often do you read?
You want to know how often the audience reads?
Yes.
Okay.
How often do you sit down, read an article, start to finish? Like a 500-word article. maybe 1,000. Like, how long is this feature?
It's quite a bit. Quite long. It takes the Athletic has the thing where it's how long it'll take you to read, or maybe I'm thinking of the New York Times.
I have this theory.
It's not too long. Like, it's not aggressive.
I have this theory that people are far more likely to talk amongst themselves about something they watched or listened to than read.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of these things that are revealed and you're like, hey, did you read this? Well, in this, it contains, and then you get into it, and then the conversation starts. Or like someone wrote something and it ends up on 32 Thoughts or some other podcast, and I'm like, where? But this was out there. There's lots of examples of this in hockey, and I think in other sports where I'm like, this was readily available information. And so, I don't know. Sometimes I just wondered, like, do people read?
I think you are 100% correct about people's the way they consume media these days, because I feel like a far, far less people are actually reading the articles that are out there, and instead they just hear it through the thing that read the thing and then translated it, you know?
Well, like, I was re-listening to our last show, and we were talking about Dom Luszczyszyn's article in The Athletic, where he had Nick Suzuki as one of the top 10 worst contracts in the NHL, which Dom fully admitted, like, listen, this is strange to me, but I'm just giving it to you the way my model.
Yeah, there was also a lot of context in the list on like how it came about, and this is how it came up with the list, and this is it. And then he explained that in the article. No one read that.
Not fixing the models, I'm not going to call it error, but strange choice. That shows Dom's integrity, right? By not screwing with it. And Adam said something, he goes, that made me more likely to read the article. And I wish I could have gone back and gone, made you more likely to read the article. But I feel like most people just go, look at this fucking bullshit, because all they saw was the tweet.
99, I think like 90% of people these days don't click on the thing and read it. They're just reacting to the tweet.
Do we have time?
You should make the time if you care about it, if you want to comment on it. I am a true believer in that. I read like you asked, how often do you read? I read every day. Like, I read the Athletic's a great place where you can find a lot of great sports articles. I go there, I read them out. I'll read ESPN. I'll read Sportsnet.ca. Usually has a great feature or two. When those pop up, I read. You should read.
I feel bad sometimes. My wife reads so fast. She read a book. Oh God, what was the book? I can't remember. But it was a couple of weeks ago, and she killed this thing in about 48 hours.
Nice.
Because she's just able to do that. When we were dating, she would write essays in an hour.
She's a teacher.
And now she's a teacher. She's just one of those people. She can do that. I can't do that. And sometimes I feel bad because I'm like, okay, not only does it take me forever to read a book, I can't remember the last time I read a book cover to cover. So do I read? Wait a sec. Yes, I read all the time. I read every day. I read thousands of words a day. It's just not necessarily long form.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was an article recently. It was the Katie Strang, Dan Robson, Ian Mendez feature on Hockey Canada, and because my attention span is so poor, like I had to excuse myself and be like, listen, I'm going to the basement for 10-15 minutes because I need to be away from everything and everyone. Sit down and read this. Not everyone does that though. Not everyone has that luxury.
A thing that, like the other day, what happened with the Jonathan Taves interview. So
that felt like fairly significant revelations that I didn't see anyone really talking about.
Jonathan Taves sat down for an extended interview. It was in The Athletic. It was
captain of the Blackhawks.
It was very long form. It wasn't a quick read. And there was such meaty information in that. And I read the entire thing, as I always do with all of this information. I read it through, and I was like, wow, this is a lot. And it wasn't a huge topic of conversation because it took time to read and decipher. It needed for somebody to read it and then spit out a couple quotes, and then people took those quotes. But there's a whole host of info there.
But there are a bunch of people subscribed to The Athletic, otherwise it wouldn't be here. So am I maybe not going to the right places to consume the discourse.
Is your echo chamber the chamber that's not reading?
I mean, damn, my echo chamber, I follow like 4,000 people. Like, it's not
Right.
really, it's kind of an echo concert hall. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I never think Twitter's the place to get your news. I think you should always go to the sources to get your news. Like, I don't, if I'm like, okay, what's the hottest topic in hockey right now? I feel like you get fooled if you're only going to Twitter. Like, you need to check the sources that are actually reported. You go to TSN, you go to Sportsnet, you go to The Athletic, you go to SB Nation if they're doing it, you go to Daily Face-Off.
Mm-hmm. There's a growing trend of, I've noticed, oh man, study says this, blah, 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 and a bunch of people will share it going, can you believe this? But you look under and the responses are, that's not what it says.
Right.
That's so dangerous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Or it was something with napping. Like napping, people were sharing like, oh yeah, napping kills you. Or something like that. If you nap, you're more likely to die from something. I can't remember what it was. Right. And then all the responses are either, can you believe this? Or that's not what it says at all, actually.
And I'm sure there's a lot more, oh my God, this is crazy, than there are, oh my, this isn't actually it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people of our vintage have had to sit down with their parents at some point and been like, you're not allowed to read Facebook.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to get information there. I'm sorry.
Do we have to start telling people in their early 30s and mid 30s that they can't read Twitter anymore?
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know, tumors or twoomers?
What are you trying to?
There's no boomer. We're twoomers.
Twoomers?
Yeah, because we're Twitter boomers. Mid 30s is Twitter boomer. Or no, it's TikTok boomer. I'd say we're who Twitter is made for.
Right.
But we're how do you do fellow kids on TikTok.
Yes, that's correct. So should we tell you that, hey, that little trending thing on the side of Twitter that says, with the big stories or whatever, don't click that, don't read it.
Oh, look, it's Trudeau and Trudeau again and Trudeau again. That's
Andrew Tate.
Oh my God, that's the worst feature Twitter has.
Yeah.
Is you click the thing, I'm not interested in this, and then the next day it's back. Because you might be interested today. No, the fuck, I'm not. I'm trying to give you really easily digestible information. Don't want to hear about this. Oh, here it is again in your fucking face.
So with this Dominic Ducharme feature.
Anyway.
Dominic Ducharme sat down for an interview and said that the Montreal Canadiens Jeff Gordon in particular, and who's he running with?
Oh,
the GM, Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon. They didn't talk to Ducharme about the direction of the franchise. They didn't tell him that they're going to be in the middle of a rebuild. So Ducharme said that he went out there and he tried to win every game. And he tried to do everything he could to win every game. I think that's a lot for a former head coach of the Montreal Canadiens to say, but I don't think a lot of people read this.
Also, that's not the flex you think it is, Dom, because you thought the best way for the Montreal Canadiens to win hockey games was to not play Cole Caulfield, which means your judgment is rather poor.
So he talked specifically about those instances about playing
those several months where he didn't play the guy.
Those instances about not playing Cole Caulfield and playing AHLers over him. And playing Jake Allen way too much and then complaining to the media about how Jake Allen's playing too much, even though that's his job to play the goalies.
Dominic.
So, on Tuesday, when the three of us have fully read the interview,
and we are
going to come back here and discuss it because I need Adam Wild's thoughts on his favorite person.
I bet they're going to be positive. I bet his takeaways are going to be, you know what? I've changed my perspective on Dominic Ducharme.
The San Jose Sharks will retire Patrick Marleau's number 12 in an on-ice ceremony on February 25th, the team announced.
Cool.
Yesterday.
Cool. I don't know. No one should have a negative opinion on this. It's the San Jose Sharks. He was stripped of the captaincy, yes. But I don't know, was he stripped of the captaincy?
Mm-hmm.
Or it obviously didn't have that negative of an impact on Marleau's relationship with the Sharks because after he lost the captaincy, he stayed there for another several years and then went back after he left.
It didn't feel like he was stripped as more it expired with him, like it was done.
He wasn't even the only one. Thornton lost it too, and he stayed for quite some time. So and also I feel like it matters less for a team like the Sharks, who, listen, the Montreal Canadiens need to be a little sparing with the numbers they retire. You know what I mean? They they don't have many numbers left that you're allowed to wear. Who's had their number retired by the San Jose Sharks?
I have that information. Can you list it?
I'm surprised there's any. I don't know.
Patrick Marleau will become the first player to have his number retired in Sharks franchise history.
There you go.
He is number one. He ranks first in games played, goals, points, power play goals, shorthanded goals, game-winning goals, multi-goal games, and shots.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Yeah, no, he fully deserves it.
There's an interesting conversation here about what you just brought up and the stripping of the captaincy.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs and the captaincy.
Mm-hmm.
When does it move from John Tavares to Auston Matthews?
I like those words a lot more. Because it's not, no, John, we're stripping you. We're taking it away. Stripping of the captaincy makes it seem there's a negative connotation to it. When really, if Tavares were to give the captaincy to Auston Matthews, to me, it's a logical passing of the torch.
Mm-hmm.
The Leafs have one of the top stars in the NHL. And he's not even the captain of his team. When we go through the conversation that's been had recently of who the best players are, almost all of them are captain. And one of the exceptions is Cale Makar, who's only 22, and he's not captain because Nathan McKinnon is captain. Tavares, he's not in the best player conversation, really, anymore. He's still extremely good.
Landeskog is captain.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
On that, yeah. Landeskog is captain.
Oh, shit. I always forget that.
Sorry.
God, they're good.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they won, huh? Anyway, well, I guess it's just McDavid. Mostly McDavid in the Matthews versus McDavid conversation. I don't know. I think it makes perfect sense for a league MVP as young as Auston to have the torch passed to him. And then Tavares can remain an A and remain part of the leadership group. Like when Marleau was stripped of the captaincy in San Jose, it was okay, well, I'm done talking to the refs. Don't ask me to speak to a rookie ever. Don't ask me to pick up the pucks. Don't ask me to do anything. I don't think that's how it happened. You need more than one leader to win in this league. So to me, yes, people are going to hold it against John Tavares. That doesn't necessarily mean they're right.
I think that's the right perspective. And I think because it's becoming more of a conversation because people are marking it to come up with this contract. So next year, Matthews is eligible for the extension, right? Next offseason, he can officially sign. So a lot of people want the captaincy to go to him when he signs that deal. So he signs like the new 8-year deal or whatever. At that same time, when it's like, I'm going to commit to this franchise, he gets the captaincy as well.
Doesn't that make sense?
Right. I think that's the right timeline. Like,
what's wrong with that?
If JT's down for it, like that's how we'll have this. It'll become a media story in like February or whatever, as the Leafs have a little bit of a downturn and they lose a couple games. Everyone's like, will Auston resign? And he needs to get the captaincy and all that stuff. But it makes sense to give this guy who's the Hart Trophy winner, the Ted Lindsay winner, the best player in the NHL last season by every metric. Give him the captaincy of the team.
It makes perfect sense.
Especially if he's also the leader in the locker room. Like we don't know how the conversations in the locker room of the Toronto Maple Leafs go, but if he's also leading it off the ice in the way that we think he is, then yeah, he deserves the captaincy.
Based on everything I've been told, he is.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing.
He is the leader. Really popular guy, popular within the team, popular league wide, and has, ideally done some growing up because, the timing of the captaincy, we all know, coincided with, him getting charged for what happened in Arizona. Mm-hmm. I believe it was dropped instead of settled. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And kept it a secret from the team. Like what? No judgment from anyone involved.
Yeah.
No judgment. And that includes his representation. You thought you could keep that secret from the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, bud. Okay, you couldn't even keep it secret from Twitter. And
as a world famous professional athlete.
And the Leafs said Tavares was their pick the whole time, which I just don't believe. I don't believe it.
And we've heard that wasn't really the case.
I don't believe them, but he was the right pick.
Yes.
He was clearly the right pick. Now that some time has passed, is it possible to give it to Auston Matthews, let's say next summer? Yeah, It's possible.
And it obviously depends on how the season goes and how it ends and all that stuff. But it's clearly they're on the path to do this, where Austin commits to the Leafs for another 8 years, and it'd be 9 years because there'd be a year left on his current deal. So it'd be another 9 years, and then with that comes the captaincy.
I don't think he's ever signing for 8 years.
No.
You
think
he's too smart for that?
He's got the NBA attitude about it, where I'll like take a 3 year or something,
Yep.
And I can always move around.
Worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty well in the NBA. So
yeah, those 1+1 player options that LeBron signed all those years in Cleveland. Yeah. It was all right. Every year I'm going to make a decision on what I want to do here.
Every single year, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Austin, he's the new wave that I hope there's more player control amongst these NHLers, and it's not just everybody taking the 8-year deal. It's like, okay, maybe one day I want to go play in New York. Let me leave open my options.
Why not?
I want to go play in a big market.
I'm all for players securing the bag within context. And also don't take 8 months to secure the bag. Also.
Sign a little quicker.
And get in fights and trash teammates in the media through your representation. I'm not talking about anything in particular.
What are you talking about in particular?
I'm still salty about it. Thank God he had a good season last year. That's all I got to say.
Adidas is ending their partnership with the NHL.
Speaking of securing the bag,
so
Daddy's getting his Nike deal back.
Adidas will not renew its contract as the NHL's official supplier of uniforms and apparel after the 2024 season. If you remember, Reebok used to have the NHL deal, and then Adidas replaced Reebok in 2016 after the 2017 season.
Does Adidas not own Reebok?
But Adidas owned Reebok at the time. So when Reebok signed their deal in 2006 to become the new sponsor of the NHL jerseys. So, but then Adidas bought Reebok that same year. So they said they bought the contract rights, and then when it came up for renewal, they said, "Okay, we own you guys. We're just going to replace you as the new jersey sponsor." So it'd be like City TV replacing Sportsnet under the rights for a TV show. It's right. One arm to the other. It didn't really matter. So a lot of people were looking at this Adidas deal and be like, "Oh, it only lasted from 2017 to 2024." No, it was not. Really. It was really 2 contracts because they owned Reebok as well. So it's been a long time. It's been since 2006 that this parent company has owned the NHL jersey rights. And Adidas actually sold Reebok last year. Because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were losing money like crazy with that deal. So yeah, it wasn't a good company to buy and to own. Oh. So yeah, anyways, they don't own them anymore. But yeah, I think a lot of fans are happy about this because I don't think a lot of hockey fans were impressed by anything Adidas really did with the jerseys. Like the reverse retros were a try, but nobody's really happy.
Yeah. I thought the reaction was very hockey Twitter.
Yeah.
Because it was negative on both sides. It was Adidas didn't do a good job, and hooray, and also, oh no, the dread of who's next. All I saw was, oh man, Nike's going to screw this up or whatever. It's like, dude, Nike hasn't been involved for like 2 decades. Mm-hmm. And also, why are you just blindly assuming it's them?
Right.
It could be someone else. Use your imagination. And also, there's 2 years, and also, as long as the jersey looks good.
Mm-hmm. Who cares? Nike has also done a fantastic job with the MLB jerseys. They just got those rights a couple years ago, and they've done a fantastic job there.
There you go. And maybe there's, I don't know.
Maybe CCM comes back
as the jersey sponsor, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're a big enough company.
They used to be. They used to own the jersey rights. Did they not?
Yeah, now though.
Oh, okay.
And also, who owns them? Because I want to say, are they Nike?
Oh, right. CCM.
This is another part of the conversation, is every friggin' company is owned by some other company.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a good BoJack Horseman joke about that.
Probably. I believe it.
It is not Nike. Owner Birch Hill Equity Partners.
Oh, hell yeah. Put that on a
So
jersey.
there was a time when Reebok and Adidas owned CCM, but that is not the case anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably what you're thinking about. But yeah, I wouldn't hate that if Nike or somebody else came in. I think a lot of people are looking for something new, something different, and we'll get that with somebody new and different.
Yeah. And, hopefully 2 years, I don't know, save your shekels and your dollars, and that's when you get a new jersey.
Yeah, that's a good point. You got 2 years now to not buy a jersey.
There you go. Or just, I love Adidas. And you just blow all your money over the next 2 years.
Buy them all.
I don't know. Like, am I weird for not being able to bring myself to care?
It's a super niche kind of fan thing.
Yeah.
Like, the person who's really gonna have a really interesting take on this is the hockey guy.
Absolutely.
Because that's somebody who owns all of these jerseys, and makes it a case to collect them.
I'm a simple man. Does it or doesn't it look good?
Right.
If it looks good, I'll buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go back to the Leafs pajama jerseys. That was Reebok.
That was Reebok, yeah.
And then the jersey got really good under the same company. So I don't know, man. I hope the jersey looks good. Otherwise, I don't really care. Sorry.
You can't get hot and bothered about jersey.
I can get hot and bothered. I can't get hot and bothered about a jersey that doesn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
You're arguing with your own dread, which I have learned to not do as much.
We got so much time too. And it was interesting, I thought, in the release that Adidas is getting completely out of the hockey game because all of their athletes that are sponsored, so Connor McDavid, the biggest one, he's going to lose his Adidas sponsorship for hockey because they're not going to be doing hockey sponsorships anymore. So Connor McDavid's got to pick up a new sponsor. That's
really weird because now they're on ESPN. You think companies would want a bigger piece of the NHL. That's interesting.
Yeah, they're just dropping out. And I thought it was interesting that they never got into the equipment game. That was also a thing they never did.
Right?
They never made helmets and pads and pants, sticks. They just kind of did the jerseys, and then now they're like, okay, we're out.
It's all like Warrior and...
Yeah. I guess with CCM, because they own them for the number of years that they technically were in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See?
But
I don't care, man. I don't.
All right, we'll leave that to the Business of Sports podcast.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. What rich person is getting richer off of this? I don't care. I can't. Does it look good? Yes or no? That's it.
Hey, what's your butt been up to?
Stuff.
Yeah?
Going to games.
That's cool. Oh, yeah. Jesse, your butt actually has had some fun this week. We were talking about you driving a cool car the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
You put your butt in it?
You put his butt in that?
Put my butt in the car.
It was in one place and then it went really quickly to another place.
Now, if Jesse wanted to put his butt in a seat for a game, what would be the best app to do it on?
Oh, man. I don't know. Is there one?
It's a good thing you asked, Steve. SeatGeek, my friend.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Listen, SeatGeek is beloved by butts everywhere, specifically Jesse's hard, supple ass.
Get some Jays tickets.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. They are the highest rated ticketing app. So whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football, festivals, anything else, hockey when it comes back, SeatGeek puts butts in seats everywhere, all over the country. Now you can get $20 off your first purchase with the promo code SDP at SeatGeek.com or at the SeatGeek app. Again, that's promo code SDP, $20 off SeatGeek order, your first one. SeatGeek, get your seat a seat. Download the app today.
This podcast, by the way, like per capita, unreal asses.
All three of us?
All of us.
We do. We just line these up. And that's why you need to use SeatGeek to make sure they're sitting somewhere awesome. Hey, we're old.
No,
well, actually, we're not. But
Yeah, well.
one of the things that happens as you get old is NAD. I hadn't heard about this before, but NAD is in every single cell of your body. It's responsible for creating energy and regulating hundreds of cell functions. But NAD declines as you age. Lack of sleep, intense exercise, or too much sun can deplete NAD levels, and decreased NAD levels are linked to faster biological aging. But there is a way around this, and that is with Elysium Health. Elysium Health is a game changer. It's the cornerstone of your daily routine, but you don't need to try it for yourself to experience the results. Okay? Here's what you need to do. Go to trybasis.com/SDP and enter our code SDP at checkout. You need some of this NAD in your system. You'll save 10% off Basis prepaid plans, as well as other Elysium Health supplements. That's trybasis.com/SDP and use our code SDP at checkout to save 10%. Thank you to Elysium Health for sponsoring this episode. Listen, I'm not saying it's too early to bet NFL, because it isn't.
Never.
Sports interaction. Now, we talked about it with Dave Bassel earlier this week. NFL odds are up there. MVP, Super Bowl odds. CJ always likes to do this before the NHL season starts. He likes to try to pick a winner beforehand and see how his pick goes throughout the regular season. And usually he's pretty good. By the way, you get the best odds right now at sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Doing it right since 1997. They are Canada's sportsbook with the most competitive odds. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit and play and cash out. Join now and see all that sports betting has to offer. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That is sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
We got some more updates out of the hearings for the Hockey Canada that are taking place in Parliament this week. They are over, but they expect to be more come the fall.
I don't know if any of you listened to the hearings, but bless everyone covering this thing, because it was a tough listen. It was just very dry. It's very dry stuff. There were technological difficulties, and a lot of it was over Zoom, and the translation for some of them were really difficult. Yeah, it was, but a lot of coverage, mass coverage. I was happy about that.
One thing we got new information on was the NDAs that Hockey Canada gave to made people sign once they settled. So I'm going to read this little excerpt here. Smith said that Hockey Canada entered into the settlement agreement with the complainant's best interest, and this is for the 2008 case.
18.
It's 2018, sorry, case. With the complainant's best interest in mind, though Housefather pushed back on that claim with a line of questions about why, if that was the case, the settlement included a confidentiality agreement that would have precluded the complainant from speaking about what happened to her publicly. So we haven't heard from her publicly because she can't. I don't know if she's willing or able to, but she also can't because Hockey Canada has an NDA that came with the settlement of the 2018 case.
I need a lawyer who specializes in NDAs to come on here, because I don't understand how that's legal. And I feel like it very nakedly only protects the alleged perpetrator.
Right.
I'm sorry. How does that protect the defendant?
So that was...
Or not the defendant. How does that protect the alleged victim?
Yeah, so that was the direct questioning from Parliament to Hockey Canada. How was this in the best interest? You said you settled this in the best interest of her, but you also made her sign an agreement that says she can't speak publicly. So Hockey Canada followed up during the exchange. It was revealed that Hockey Canada recently amended the settlement agreement to allow the complainant to speak more frequently. Housefather indicated that the committee just recently received that amendment document. So they have amended the document with the 2018 victim to allow her to speak more publicly.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So she can. Okay, that's good.
So we'll see what comes of that, but that is under now that everything's been reopened, like all of these cases, they have gone back. They've amended the NDA, so she can talk now. But it doesn't mean that they didn't initially have an NDA for 4 years where she couldn't speak.
So, okay, not without knowing if Hockey Canada had NDAs for sure, or without knowing the Blackhawks, for example, had NDAs for sure. What I don't like about them is it makes it seem like a trade. So we'll give you money in exchange for you don't say anything. And the reason that's wrong is this is not a trade. This is you giving me restitution for your fuck up, whatever the fuck up is. This isn't a deal. We're not making a trade here. This is you giving me what I deserve because you did wrong.
She is a
Why
victim.
are you getting anything out of this?
Why does she owe Hockey Canada anything?
Yes. What? That's exactly it. Whether, you settle with a company for whatever reason and the company makes you sign an NDA, that's the company getting something from you. The company doesn't deserve a fucking thing. And in this case, if that is the case, Hockey Canada doesn't deserve a goddamn thing.
They followed up again. They asked whether Hockey Canada is willing to release victims from NDAs. Smith said the organization would honor their wishes, barring any legal reasons that would prevent Hockey Canada from doing so.
Big word salad.
So, they said they're open to releasing people of NDAs, but they haven't done that.
Yeah,
we'll
Scott
see what
Smith
happens.
has been with Hockey Canada since 1995. Beat it.
Yeah. There have been calls to overhaul. Rick West had tweeted along those lines about Hockey Canada entering a trusteeship. So I'll just read the tweet here. Canadian Sport Minister Pascal Saint-Onge, I don't know if I'm saying that correct.
Sure.
Sought legal advice Thursday to determine if the government could force Hockey Canada into a trusteeship, and was told it cannot. So they cannot take over control of Hockey Canada.
The government?
The government directly. But I believe there probably should be ways to have these people step down.
Yeah. I would say another criticism of the hearings is the parts that I listened to, I don't know if other parts were different. The parts I listened to live, though, were members of parliament were only given 6 minutes at a time. And they were cut off like rather abruptly. And I just feel like 6 minutes is not enough time. I don't think they got enough time. If you're going to do this, do this.
Mm-hmm.
Go the whole hog. And just because someone's gone over the 6 minutes, don't cut off the fucking answer. Like, what are we doing this for?
Why do we have a time limit?
Yeah, we're not doing this to be efficient. We're doing this to get it right.
Yeah, they have a shot clock.
Yeah.
For these questions. It's weird.
Yeah, be correct within this time limit. Mm-hmm. Well, how about I just be correct?
So there was some more clarification on the settlement money that we brought up last episode.
Okay.
So since we recorded that one, we talked about the $7.6 million amount that's been used to settle 9 sexual abuse claims. So 6.8 of that we found out has been related to claims from Graham James.
Yes.
So if you remember Graham James, I believe it was the 80s when he was a coach.
80s and or 90s?
80s and 90s. And then that's been ongoing for decades now. Yeah. And even a couple of years ago, I believe there was another case against him where he went to trial. So yeah, that's where the 6.8 came from. And then there's another, I guess that leaves $900,000 out there for the rest of the $7.6 million.
And then what was the other thing that was revealed where do you have it up?
Yeah, I got this one as well. In total, 20 people have received settlement funds through the National Equity Fund, including the 9 that involved alleged sexual abuse. In addition to the claims settled through the fund, Hockey Canada revealed that it has settled 12 additional claims of sexual abuse through insurance since 1996. Those claims were settled for a total of $1.3 million.
But then there was one guy who four of the settlements came from one person. Remember that one? That was revealed in our last episode. Adam read it out.
Mm-hmm. Are you thinking about Graham James in the 6.8?
No,
Okay.
no, it was a different one.
Okay.
I'm almost positive. Unless, it could have been Graham James.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been. There's so much,
Right.
right? This is what I'm saying, and this is a difficult. I'm appreciating how difficult this is to cover as an ongoing story. And it actually kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with history, and kind of proving that professor right. If there's 10 points, you need all 10 of them, because if you miss one, then it sort of weakens the integrity of your understanding of the story. So this is one of those things where I'm going to have to sit down and do a lot of reading. Do a lot of reading.
A reading from the people who are doing fantastic work at the Globe and Mail, at the Athletic, at TSN, and Sportsnet as well. Like, there's a lot of reporters out there doing fantastic work on the coverage of this story, and it's not going away. We have the World Juniors coming up in a week, and there's been talk of that.
That's a week away.
Yeah, they asked Hockey Canada if they're going to go forward with the World Juniors, and they said yes. We're not going to cancel it. It'll look a little different. It's such a dark cloud. Like, I'm going to tune into some of it, but I'm not going to be happy to. It feels very odd watching the product with everything that's been going on right now.
It feels... So the World Juniors are on TSN.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like a very unique opportunity for them to broadcast some hockey games, and also educate people on this story. Because, I can kind of... this isn't a great gauge. It's very anecdotal, but, I work in hockey and people ask me hockey questions. And what I've been pleasantly surprised by is how already educated people are on this. Like, the Kyle Beach story, like, I had to ask a lot of people, like, even when it was getting very serious, hey, have you heard about the Blackhawks story that's going on right now? And the answer was usually no, or yes, I heard something, but I don't know anything about it. Can you please explain it to me? Hockey Canada, people do seem to have some information, but there's so much information that they can't consume it all. I wonder, like, why can't you build this into your World Junior coverage?
I hope they would. That would be good to see.
And you don't have to hold it against the players who are playing in the tournament today. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's not what it's about, but like, could Rick Westhead be part of this year's World Junior coverage?
Yeah, he's TSN staff. Like, why couldn't he have a couple of interviews that explain what's going on around the World Juniors teams of the past?
It makes perfect sense. Like, and you're talking to the audience that it probably matters to the most. Hey, so remember when you sat down with us and watched the 2018 World Juniors? Do you remember years ago sitting down with us and watching the 2003 World Juniors? Well, we have some things to tell you. Mm-hmm. And here's why that matters. And here's why Justin Trudeau is commenting on it. And here's why there's a parliamentary hearing and you're hearing people from the Conservative Party and Liberal Party and New Democrats in the bloc doing these questions. It's one of the biggest stories in the country right now.
Yeah. It's not just sports news. Like, I think I've said this before, but this at the top of news telecasts. Like, when you're watching the 6 o'clock news every day, it's the second or third story, or sometimes first.
Rick's been on CTV.
Yeah.
Which is, for those of you who don't know, that's owned by Bell as the parent company, who also owns TSN. I feel like this should be part of their World Juniors coverage. And what a fascinating fly on the wall opportunity that would be. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I would handle it.
And we're gonna stay tuned. Like, we're gonna keep our eye on the coverage and see what happens.
I do want to highlight somebody just because
ahead.
Obviously Rick is doing an amazing job and Katie Strang is doing an amazing job and lots of people are doing an amazing job covering this. Mm-hmm. My colleague Emily Sadler at Sportsnet doesn't have enough followers. She's Emmy Sadler, EMMY SADLER. Emily Sadler. Sadler like Sadie Adler, sort of, from Red Dead Redemption. Anyway, you should follow her. She's been covering it. She only has 1,500 followers, and that's bullshit. Please follow her. Ongoing
I
coverage.
just did.
You just did. How dare you?
Well, I'm doing what you
You know
said.
what? The best time to follow Emily Sadler was a year ago, and the second best time is now.
Are you ready for trivia?
Hit me.
I have to hide my computer. You can't look at it. I'm going to get a countdown clock.
It's adorable. You think I'd be able to see it?
Yeah, your eyes are gone.
Crap.
Oh, no, I can't. Okay, so that's off the screen. All right. No laptop camera. Actually, I'll shift down. All right. I think we're all settled here. I'm going to count up the questions here. I think, as I said before, you're going to play to a certain number of points.
Okay.
The points you're going to play to are 30. 34 in honor of Auston Matthews.
James Reimer.
Auston Matthews.
Jamie McCowan.
James Reimer. So your goal here is to get 34 points out of all of these questions. I'm going to give you a time limit. I'm going to give you, how long would you like? 30 seconds or a minute?
Oh, man. You're the producer. You tell me.
Let's do 30 seconds.
Okay.
And we are going to see how that goes. And then if you need more time, I will increase it to a minute.
Do I get like guesses? Do you follow Straight Shoot on TikTok?
No.
They do like wrestling trivia and you have to guess the wrestler and you get to ask a bunch of questions, usually yes or no. Currently alive, currently active, world champion, ever. No?
No.
All right.
No.
Hit me.
Is that how you want to do it?
No. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Do it the way you planned it.
So you get 30 seconds. Do you want guesses?
You tell me. You're the
I
producer.
think you'll get as many guesses as you want in 30 seconds. I think that's fine.
Perfect.
All right, as many guesses as you want in 30 seconds. I'm glad we worked this out live on air. I'll start the clock
Oh boy. As soon as the question's done? Or
as soon as the question's done.
Okay.
This is from Pyro Potato
Great name.
on our Discord.
Great name.
First awarded in 1911, what is the oldest ice hockey trophy outside of North America that is still being awarded today?
For some reason, I think it's in 1911. I don't know why I think this. Okay, Memorial Cup.
Outside of North America.
Outside of North America, I think it's Australia. For some reason.
10 seconds. Outside of North America.
So it's not Australia.
What's the name of the trophy?
Oh, I don't remember. That's not good enough?
What's the name of the trophy?
I don't remember. But did I get it?
You did get it.
Oh, come on!
You should know this.
That should be points.
You said this. You taught me this fact. That's why I started off with it. When Sasky Stewart was on, you brought up the Goodall Cup.
Ah!
The oldest ice hockey trophy outside of North America that is still being awarded today.
I should get points for that.
No.
I got 0 points?
The Australian Ice Hockey League, the Goodall Cup, is still being awarded. You did not name the trophy. 0 points.
That's crap.
Do you want a half point?
How many? I would like something.
You don't get anything.
Wow.
I don't
All
care
right.
if you want it. You don't get it.
Wow. How
Next
many people
question.
guess the country properly? Oh, come on.
You taught me that fact. That's why I started off with it. I thought it was an easy one.
You should have given me a clue.
Do you like the bell?
I do like the bell.
I told you you were right about the country, like when you had 10 seconds left.
So
did
do I
give
have
you
to
a clue.
guess within the bell?
Yeah.
Or do I get one final guess after the bell?
Yeah, we'll play it by ear,
Okay.
but like within that, just keep guessing. You'll be good. I think you'll get this one.
I should get like final guess. That's how they do it on Straight Shoot.
All right, we'll give you final guess. Jake writes on our Discord.
Gonna
While
beat you with
Willie
a fish.
O'Ree is the first black man to play in the NHL, he was not the first minority to play in the NHL. Who was the first? And bonus points if you can tell me the team he played for. 30 seconds is beginning now.
I'm almost positive it was the Rangers.
Ding, ding, ding. 1 point.
Oh, fuck.
And you
I'm
have
so upset.
10 seconds left on the clock.
As soon as you started the question, I knew.
I thought you'd get this one.
My God.
1948.
I know.
2 seconds. There is the bell. The answer is Larry Kwong.
Kwong! Damn it!
You got
Larry
1 point.
Kwong.
I'll give you a point for the Rangers, even though you said
As soon as you started asking the question, I'm like, mother, what's his name? Larry Kwong.
Next up.
Shoot. Oh, I'm not happy about that.
You shouldn't be. I'm very disappointed. Next up.
Why did I know the Rangers and not his name? That's stupid.
I
I guess there's only 6 teams.
This is from Z21 on our Discord. The Montreal Canadiens have won 24 Stanley Cups.
Yes.
How many came with more than 25 teams in the NHL? For this question, you get one single guess.
With more than 25 teams?
With more than 25 teams playing in the NHL. 30 seconds has started. There are 25 seconds left. You get one guess.
0.
Are you locking in your answer?
I'm locking in 0.
0 is correct.
Yeah. There you go. I thought you were going to get me. But they won. And then I want to say the year after Montreal won.
In 91.
Was it the 93?
93, sorry. Yes.
I want to say it was the Panthers and the Sharks expanded into the NHL. Or was it the Ducks? I don't remember, but there was a big expansion. Right
in that following year. So the answer is 0. Well done. You have 2 points.
I'm supposed to get to 34.
Yeah.
You said there were 9 questions.
Yes. Some of them are multiple choice.
Oh, Jesus.
They're very interesting.
Okay.
We'll get there. Semi-biased Caps fan.
Okay.
Ask the question.
As long as you're semi-honest.
They have goalie trivia for you.
Mm-mm.
Which goalie led the league this year in points and which led in PIMS? I am starting the 30-second clock right now. 27 seconds. Which goalie led in points? Which led in PIMS?
PIMS, I think, might be Aaron Dell.
Incorrect.
Damn.
You have as many guesses as you want.
He was suspended.
Name every goalie. I'm giving you as many guesses as you want.
UC Saros.
For which one?
Points.
No.
UC Saros. Frederick Anderson.
Correct.
Yes.
7 seconds. PIMS.
Mike Smith.
Nope.
Jack Campbell.
Nope.
Darcy Kemper.
Incorrect.
Do I get one final guess?
One final guess.
The bell?
Go ahead. At the bell. One final guess. Give it to me.
Led the league in penalty minutes. Trying to think if any goalie fought. Jonathan Quick.
Incorrect. You get 1 point for Freddie, and you should have guessed this. The hottest head in the National Hockey League, Jordan Binnington.
Oh, come on,
You gotta get that, Steven.
Well, because I'm like, who's hot-headed? Mike Smith, Jonathan Quick, Jordan Binnington.
This is the hottest of them all.
I'm very upset.
You should be.
I hate this game.
All right. Next up. This is from Nico.
Hello.
Which AHL team has the most championships? And for bonus points, how many? 30 seconds has started.
Hershey Bears?
Correct.
Yeah.
How many?
A lot.
You get one guess with the how many.
11.
Steve Dangle,
No way!
everybody. Well done!
Yes!
That's impressive. All right. There's 2 more points on the board.
Wow.
You're up to 5.
Okay, that makes up for some of the easy ones I should have got.
Yeah, was that a guess?
Hershey Bears wasn't a guess. 11 was blind.
Wow. Well done.
Wow.
All right. This is from Luke Berna. This is fun. The Leafs' first win of the 16-17 season was their home opener against Boston.
Yep. We
Who
had
scored?
an event that night.
Who scored for the Leafs in that game? Each goal scorer will be a point.
Mitch Marner got his first in the NHL.
Correct.
Milan Mahalik scored in that game.
Correct.
If I'm wrong, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it wasn't Matthews. Did Riley score?
Nope.
Oh, how much time?
You have 7 seconds.
Oh, fuck. Kadri.
Nope.
Bozak.
Nope. You guys just named guys.
Did I get one?
No, you're out.
Shh. I think I have one though. I don't get final guess?
No, you're out. No
I got
final
two.
guess on that one.
How'd I get Mahalik?
Connor Brown, JVR.
That was going to be my final guess.
You got 2 points there.
Damn.
7.
Shit. Okay.
This one's from
Anderson's first win as a Leaf too.
Insignificant Nick on our Discord. Everyone remembers Vesa Toskala allowing a goal from 197 feet
He sure did.
against the Islanders. But what was the final score of that game?
3-1 Leafs.
Didn't even get time to start the clock. Well done. 3-1 Leafs. The
was
Leafs
the only goal
questions
he
are
allowed.
unfair. You're too good at that.
Yeah, it was the only goal he allowed.
This one's from Ghost of Goalies Past. Who scored the first ever goal in the NHL?
Oh,
Bonus points if you can name the team or who they played against.
Montreal Maroons was the team the guy played for
No.
against the Vancouver Millionaires.
You are just
Babe die. I don't know.
It's the correct answer. I'll stop the clock because I don't think. Do you want the rest of the 30
No.
seconds? Okay. The correct answer is Dave Ritchie
Sure.
of the Montreal Wanderers against the Toronto Arenas. You could have
Retinas.
You could have at least guessed that one.
So the Toronto team allowed the first ever NHL goal?
Yeah, I thought that was fun.
That's perfect.
All right.
That's perfect.
Final question. There's a reason.
There better be a lot of options.
There's a reason this was the final question.
Oh, shit.
This is from Jacob_47.
Okay.
Name. We actually have to determine a good time for this. I'm going to give you 1 minute.
Okay.
I have to set the clock to 1 minute.
Can you read me 15-minute intervals?
60 seconds set. Awesome. All right. Name the leading scorer for each NHL franchise.
Like all time.
All-time points leader for each NHL franchise. So I'm going to run down the franchises, and you got to give me the leading scorer. And then you can always say pass.
Do I get multiple guesses, or
Yeah.
am I just wrong?
You can have as many guesses as you want on each franchise, and you can come back to it. You can say pass, and then I'll move down the list. Do you think, should we do 2 minutes on the clock? I think 2 minutes. I think
Sure.
you need a little bit more time for this.
Oh,
Now.
shit.
Hold on. Let me do 2 minutes here. Clear. I'm giving you time to think while I set this clock.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 minutes on the clock. You currently have 8 points. So 32
Oh, God. I'm fucked.
minus
I'm fucked.
8. You need to get 24 of these.
Yeah, I'm fucked. All
You
right.
can't do 24? As many guesses as you want. 2 minutes on the clock. Tell me when to start.
Go.
Anaheim.
Korea.
Incorrect.
Getzlaff.
Correct.
Okay.
Arizona.
Doan.
Correct. Boston.
Or?
No.
Esposito.
No.
Bergeron.
No.
Oh, shit. Pass. For now.
Buffalo.
Gilbert Perreault.
Correct. Calgary.
Iginla.
Correct. Carolina.
Oh, you fucker. Does this count Verbeek?
No.
Eric Stahl.
No.
Ron Francis.
Correct.
Okay.
Chicago.
Patrick Kane.
Incorrect.
Stan Mikita.
Correct. Colorado.
Does this go back to the Nordiques? Joe Sakic.
Correct. Columbus.
Rick Nash.
Correct. Dallas.
Mike Modano.
Correct. Detroit.
Eisenman.
Incorrect.
Lidstrom?
Incorrect.
What the fuck? All-time Detroit. Oh, Gordie Howe.
Correct. Edmonton.
Gretzky.
Correct. Florida.
Bure?
Incorrect.
Huberto?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Los Angeles.
oh, shit.
We just did this.
Marcel Dion.
Correct.
Yeah.
Minnesota Wild.
Minnesota Wild. Gaborik.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit. It's not Gaborik? Pass.
Montreal.
Oh, wait, no. Can we go back to Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Mikko Koivu.
Correct.
Okay.
Montreal.
Oh my God. There's so many names. My brain is frying. Maurice Richard.
Incorrect.
Fucking Yvan Cournoyer.
Uh,
Incorrect.
Guy Lafleur.
Correct.
Okay.
Nashville.
David Legwand.
Oh my God. Yes.
Wow.
New Jersey.
Oh! Do I get my final guess with New Jersey?
Yeah, go ahead.
Patrick Elias.
Correct. Steve. 16 points.
Damn.
You got everybody that we've did so far except for
I panicked
Boston.
on Boston. I lost a lot of time on Montreal. Boston. Who the fuck? Wayne Cashman?
Ray Bork.
Oh, that's a bad one.
You want to keep going?
Yes.
I'm gonna give you. So you did it about half in 2 minutes. We want another 2 minutes on the board?
Do I get points?
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll give you. Oh, maybe 2 minutes was too short of a time.
So I don't get Bork.
You don't get Bork. Let me just count to make sure because you got everybody up till there except for Boston.
Wow.
Right?
Damn.
Fucking, you nailed that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
David
6,
Legwand?
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Actually, that's 17 because you got Elias as well. So it's 17. And we're going to start at the New York Islanders. 2 minutes on the clock.
Mike Bossy.
Incorrect.
Oh, shit.
New York Islanders.
Bellows?
No.
No,
Incorrect.
not. What the hell is his name? Stevens? Kevin? No.
Incorrect.
Who am I thinking of?
Incorrect.
Skip.
Rangers.
Oh, my God.
This is a hard one.
Espo?
Incorrect.
No. Skip.
Ottawa.
Yashin. Alfredson, sorry.
Alfredson. Philly.
Bobby Clark?
Correct. Pittsburgh.
Lemieux?
I
Correct.
think you're pretty great too.
Oh my God.
Siri, shut up.
Lemieux.
Correct. San Jose.
Marleau.
Correct. Seattle.
Jared McCann?
Correct. St. Louis.
Oh, no. Fucking Tarasenko.
Incorrect.
No, who the hell played for the Skip?
Tampa.
Stamkos.
Correct. Toronto.
Sundin.
Correct. Vancouver.
Linden?
Nope.
Daniel Sedin. No, Henrik Sedin.
Which one?
Henrik Sedin.
Correct. Vegas.
Marchessault?
Correct. Washington.
Ovi.
Correct. Winnipeg.
Which one? So this is the Atlanta Winnipeg team.
No. Winnipeg.
Well, so no, but there's the Winnipeg Jets who became the Coyotes.
It's a current Jet.
Oh, it's a current Jet.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Shifley?
No.
Wheeler?
Wheeler.
Oh, okay.
That would have been 27, and you had 8 seconds to spare. I don't think we count that extra 2 minutes.
Fine.
You did really well. 27 out of 32. Well done.
Islanders. Who am I missing?
Islanders was
They had so many good guys.
Trottier.
Trottier. That was the
Rangers.
about that.
Rod Gilbert.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. I'm too young.
Who else you missed? St. Louis. Bernie Federico.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, well. I wouldn't have got that one.
And that was it. And then Ray Bork.
That's all?
Those are the only ones you missed.
Damn.
Wow. Well done.
I think I was showing my lack of age by not guessing Gordie Howe immediately.
Yeah.
What a fucking idiot. All right. I did all right.
You did all right.
Oh, well.
Now that we have the parameters of the game, I'm excited to play it again.
Oh, yeah. That was a lot of fun.
That was good.
I like
you did
that.
you did a lot better than I thought. I thought the ones that I thought were easy, you didn't get, and then the ones that I thought were hard, you got. Especially
I
those
can't
Leafs
believe I got
ones.
Legwand.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I was just trying to think of like day one Preds who hung around for a while. So I don't know. Jason Arnott. I don't know.
Even like when you named Marchessault and Huberdeau, Alan Walsh clients.
Jared McCann.
How did you get Jared McCann? Well done.
I don't know. He was their leading scorer in the 1 year they played. So
very impressed, Steve. Well done. Today we have stumped the Steve, unfortunately, though. Your official tally would have been, because what'd you get on the first half? 17?
Yeah.
Was 17 plus 8. 17 plus 8 is 25. So you fell short of Auston Matthews' 34.
Oh, wait. For some reason, I thought it was passing was 26. And I was like, no, passing, I needed 26 in the...
Yeah, you needed Auston Matthews' 34. That's it for us today.
Yet. Stump the Steve, episode title. Boom. There it is.
Done. Beautiful.
Done.
Can you end the show?
Oh, man.
What? No.
Sorry.
That is it for us today.
That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to tell all your friends.
The Steve Dangle Podcast.
Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada's sportsbook.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.